Hi, my name is Pat Foltz, and I am the coordinator of the first year experience for the College of Creative Arts and Communication. Today I am here with the Provost of the university, Dr. Martin Abraham. Thank you for taking time out to chat with me.
My pleasure. Glad to be here.
As freshmen are entering this university, they probably have not run into such a person as a provost. If you could explain to us what the provost of a university does.
So the provost is the chief academic officer. What that means is that I have responsibility for all of the curricular activity that goes on around campus. All the deans report to me, the chairs go up to the deans, and then the faculty who are really engaged in creating curriculum. They make the curriculum, they do all the educational components, but as you look at administrative oversight of what's going on, that's my responsibility. And so we ensure that that students are taking the right courses and that they're completing the degree requirements and that the courses are being taught properly and effectively and all those sorts of things. So it's really the academic focus of the university that kind of runs through the provost's office.
So if there was a new department or a new degree being offered, that would all run through, that approval for that would run through you.
That's exactly correct.
Excellent. In our chat with the deans and with the department chairs, they all keep talking about advocacy, that part of their job is advocacy, that they are advocates for students or their faculty members. Do you see yourself as an advocate?
Yeah, I mean, we're all advocates in one way or another. In my case, it's more of being an advocate for higher education as a whole, right? There are a lot of challenges in the world, and higher education can provide a lot of solutions to those challenges. But it simply, if nothing else, makes our students more knowledgeable about things in general and how to apply their education to creative thinking and creative decision making so that they can evaluate what they read in the popular press or in Facebook or in Twitter or wherever, and really do some critical analysis of, is this right? How do I understand it? How do I interpret it? How do I use it for myself? And so I'm an advocate for the whole concept of higher education and creative learning and the critical thinking and those components, as well as the needs of the students and the faculty in terms of being able to, the faculty, deliver that capability and deliver that information to our students, and our students to be able to give them the flexibility to learn the things that they want to learn so that they can get those skills that they're trying to gain and that they can be successful in life when they graduate from YSU.
Absolutely. You come from a teaching background.
I do.
Can you talk about that teaching background and where you taught and what you taught?
So I'm an engineer by background, chemical engineers particularly, and so I've taught in chemical engineering. I've taught all sorts of courses throughout engineering, but I especially enjoy teaching the earlier courses, some of the introductory courses to chemical engineering. It's a great experience to give the students that first taste of what engineering is all about and put some of those concepts to place so that they get a sense of what they're trying to achieve and what they're trying to do. And the way our curriculum in chemical engineering is structured, in fact, the first chemical engineering course kind of goes through at a very elementary level the whole chemical engineering curriculum. So we touch on a lot of those very, very elementary elements that you're going to see again later on in the program. And so I always enjoyed taking those technical items and relating them to things that they already knew,
Right.
and helping them to understand how these were going to then translate into the things that they would be doing later on in their career at the university or beyond when they graduated and were employed. So I always enjoyed the educational piece and getting to visit with the students and learn about what the students were doing and how they were engaged in some of their challenges across the board. Always an enjoyable component of the academic experience for me.
Do you get a chance to teach at all? I know you're busy. Do you get a chance?
I do sometimes. The chair actually in our mechanical engineering department corralled me a year and a half, spring of last year, spring of 16. and offered me the opportunity to teach a class. My first inclination was I don't have the time to do it. But she persisted and eventually convinced me that I would be able to do it and I'd enjoy doing it. And she'd do all sorts of things to help me out so that it would work within the schedule. She did, I did, and I really enjoyed getting back into the classroom. It was time consuming because it takes a lot of time.
Of course.
Not the teaching of the class. I mean, it's a 3-hour class, so that takes 2.5 hours a week. That's the smallest part of the time.
Absolutely.
There's an awful lot of work that goes into preparing for the class and getting everything ready and getting your materials prepared and getting yourself set up and ready to go. And a lot of our faculty spend a tremendous amount of time getting those classes prepared. I got to experience that again, but it was fun getting back in the classroom and going back through some of those materials that I hadn't seen in a long time.
Absolutely. Well, you're certainly welcome to come over to the College of Creative Arts and Communication and visit any of our classrooms.
I'd be happy to visit. I don't think I could teach over here.
Well, now let me talk about that for a moment. You have a STEM background, engineering. Where do you see the College of Creative Arts and Communication in a university?
Well, I think creative arts and communication is essential to a university. When I came in as the dean of the STEM college, I discovered that we had a very rudimentary collaboration with the art department between our engineering folks and the art folks, the sculpture really, in terms of making sculpture and designing sculpture on one side and making it over here. And we've grown that activity. That's what's eventually grown into our launch lab that we have now at YSU. But there's some artistic elements in designing materials, designing parts, designing things that both look good and function well. And so getting the engineers together with the artists to create things that work well together is an important element. And I think that's one of the functions for the creative arts. But I mentioned in terms of the educational agenda and what I'd like to see from an advocacy standpoint in terms of students understanding things and being able to function in a society and in a world. And part of that's being an appreciation for the arts. You got to go out, you got to enjoy what the arts, the activities, these events that we call the cultural events. And I think our students gain a lot when they participate in those opportunities. I know personally, I love coming out when some of the concerts and some of the plays that you guys do over here and enjoying seeing our students perform. And it's just a lot of fun.
You have a slight background you want to mention?
So growing up, I was a trumpet player way back when. And I really enjoyed playing, and I did all the right things as a trumpet player. I was in the marching band in high school, and we performed, and we did that. But, I gave it up when I went to college. I didn't really have the time. I picked it up again in graduate school and performed a little bit back then and really enjoyed it. But again, after I got my job, I kind of gave it up and let it go. And I don't pick up my trumpet very much anymore. We have a piano at the house. It's out of tune. But doesn't matter because I can't hear the difference. But every now and then we'd play that. And my kids were in choir, actually. Both my children did choir, and they did musical theater growing up, and they performed and go out to all the shows that they did and all their concerts. And like I say, it's a lot of fun. I enjoyed it, and it's part of, I think, a great experience that you get to have as a performer and enjoying your kids perform and watching all of these things.
Absolutely, and some of our students have never, until they come to the university, had that opportunity. Costs a lot of money to get to New York to see a $400 ticket show or something.
Yeah, but
they can go here free.
But you can come here to YSU and see a great performance, or if you want something a little more professional, we get performances through with the Youngstown Symphony performs, or you can go down to Pittsburgh or up to Cleveland, and they've got great symphonies and great performances and great theater down there. You don't need to go all the way to New York and take there's plenty of opportunities to take advantage of those things here. I know, that's one of the things that my wife and I have done is we'll take advantage of the events here or in Pittsburgh or Cleveland or sometimes over in Akron, wherever you can find them.
Sure.
And they do a great job, and we enjoy going, and they're phenomenal experiences. And I'd encourage, if you haven't had a chance to do that, I'd encourage any of the students to go ahead and give it a try, but certainly give the arts here a look as well, and
Absolutely.
take advantage of the free activities that we offer.
Absolutely, and I think the students that are enrolled in this college certainly know the advantages and are ready to jump in.
Absolutely.
I absolutely thank you for coming over and chatting with us today. Is there anything else you think our freshmen in this college ought to know about either you or what you do or the university itself?
I think they should just get out and explore. The more you get out of your comfort zone, the more you participate in things and be a part of the university, not just the college, but the university as a whole, the better off it's going to be. You get an opportunity to meet some interesting people that you might not otherwise meet. Enjoy the activities that are going on. Go out, go to a football game, go to a basketball game, go to a concert, listen to a presentation somewhere else that's not in your wheelhouse, and participate. University is a great place for cross-cultural, cross-disciplinary experiences. This is the time when you need to take advantage of it. I would encourage all of our students to do that and embrace it completely.
Absolutely. Thank you again.
My pleasure. It's been
Thank you.
great. Appreciate it.
And I have been talking to the Provost of Youngstown State University, Dr. Martin Abraham. Thanks for watching.